Hey, what's up, guys? And man, we are on fire, aren't we? Did you see that last game? We won again. And we have a good team that is playing very, very well. 3 wins in a row, and we're going to put the same boys out there. I don't care what they say. I don't care about match load. I don't care about any of that stuff. We'll take a little look here. Let's see. Auto size all columns, and you can see everybody, just about everybody's playing really well. Toa Maele looks like he's an all-time all-star, and he is going to be in the Hall of Fame for the channel and for the blog. Of course, we haven't set up the Hall of Fame yet. We haven't had any projects go long enough for us to really remember anyone's efforts that much. We're here playing against Green Bay, and it's not the gold and green. This is the other Green Bay here in American Samoa. And I suppose, though, and I take a look at that logo, it may actually be the same logo as the NFL team. But yeah, we're definitely not in Wisconsin. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. And let's see what we can do. So we have a 6-goal differential. We have 9 points. And if you haven't seen it yet, we have also been sort of slyly on the side trying to gather together as many players for other squads as we can to make sure that we have a good squad going forward as well. And Loke, unfortunately, not quite able to reach that ball. And you can see everybody's condition is a little bit less than perfect. It's because we've been having these 2 matches a week. And I'm probably running some of these guys into the ground. I know you're probably screaming at me right now, telling me to do something different, but I would prefer to win than to go play a bunch of guys who are not quite as good as the first team. Longkilde knocks this one forward, looking for Maele, and can't quite find him. And this is a fit Tuao over to Nordy. Nordy has it. He's going to bring it up himself over to Loke, and Maele just sort of stopped. It's with Walter now. Walter Alassam. He finds Maele. So I don't really understand this. So we have the long sort of, lump it forward pass instead of doing a more direct pass to him when the ball is right there. I don't really understand what the reasoning is behind that, but I guess that's the reason why we're in American Samoa. Malani now over to Afi. Afi with it, and there's that pass to Maele who scores. He's got to be offside. And there's the flag. Yep, he's offside. I mean, you can see right here. It's just too easy. It's too easy, right? You got 2 guys offside, and kind of a shame, but it's what we want to see. And Green Bay, by the way, I think they're in 11th place. We should be able to win this one easily. Maele goes here for the free kick and knocks this one forward, and their goaltender, Seong, is able to make the save. And here it is going to Maele, but the defender behind knocks that ball away. It ends up with Latu. Latu looking for Maele, can't find him. It's with Longkilde now over to Malani, and this ends up being intercepted, and we better have a good defensive effort here. And Malani goes back and grabs that one over to Maele, back to Malani. Malani lumps this one forward to Nordy, who I think is also offside, and that is a goal by Corey Nordy, and they're going to allow that one to stand. So he was onside. I don't know about that. You let me know what you think. I think that he was offside. I'm sure that the game will show us what the game thinks. And I mean, he was behind his defender. There was a defender there who was completely out of the play, who theoretically was further back. But like I said, I mean, you be the judge. So let me know what you think. I don't know. And we're playing well so far. 1-0 for PanSa FC. And it's Walter with us over to Malani, back to Walter. Walter lumps this one forward, looking for Afi. And Afi, how did he miss that? Afi should have scored that goal 10 times out of 10. And instead, he hits the inside of the top bar, and it knocks backwards. And so to punish him, we make him take this corner. And it goes over to Latu, and he can't quite get a head onto it. It's with Longkilde now. Longkilde has it back to Loke, and we'll set it up again, and that will be the end of that highlight. So here was Walter over to Malani, over to Walter again, and there was Afi, and nobody was even close to him. And how did that one miss? I don't understand how he missed that shot. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Malani with this now. Malani looks forward, looking for Maele, and it goes over to Longkilde, over to Afi, and he just takes a shot from range. What is he doing? I mean, I know, again, he's, I think, 15, 16 years old. I know that he comes up as like the star player or something like that, right? But, I mean, he needs to stop being a star player and start being team player. Afi over to Loke, I think it was, and we're looking for a whole bunch of guys, and there's nobody there but blue shirts. Fetuao over to Loke, over to Afi. Afi with this, and goes back to Latu. Latu up to Afi. Afi's got Maele just standing right there. He's offside. Yeah, he's offside. They did call that. And again, this was a good idea and a good thought, but we need to actually play by the rules. Maybe we should have special training sessions on the rules of football and how it actually works, because I think that we're having a hard time understanding how the offside rule actually works. Kaleopa now knocks this forward for Green Bay, and we are able to get hold of it, and it's lumped forward, looking kind of for Maele. He was, I think, somewhere in the same zip code, maybe. It's with Fetuao now, and he knocks it forward to Maele, who runs the wrong way again. Nordy with this now, and he knocks this forward for Malani, who lumps it forward for Maele, and his shot is again in the wrong zip code. And so we have good team play on the side, but not very good play by the striker so far. Malani now with this over to Walter. Walter walks this one up. Passes it down to Lonkilde, over to Nordy. Nordy looking for Maele, who was offside. And so it's a goal kick either way you look at it. And this is lumped all the way back to Palipua, over to Latu now. Latu forward for Maele and can't quite find him. And it ends up with Loke again, over to Malani. Malani over to Nordy, and he takes a shot from range, and that's over everybody's head again. So still only 1-0 for PanSa FC. We're dominating possession. We're dominating everything, and they have an attack. And it's in defense that we have our problems. Moe with this ball for them, and there's nobody even close. I thought I told these guys to do a counter press, and that was the weakest counter press I've ever seen. I know that the football manager geniuses will tell me that it's because my players are tired, and that probably is the case, but we could do a little better than that. Maele takes the free kick, and it ends up knocked back to him again, and everybody's going to come back and try to get onto this one, and here he is again, over to Afi, but it can't quite get to him, and this is an opportunity for Green Bay to counterattack, and instead they kind of faff about with the ball and don't do anything useful with it. And so it hasn't been a great match for us so far, just the one goal for our advantage. I know that we're capable of doing better, and we're going to actually make some substitutions here, I think. So, yeah, Lonkilde is going to come out here for another Malani. And so we have Peyton and we have Pela Malani, two brothers here on the pitch at the same time. And we will start the second half and see what happens. Maele back to Latu. Latu over to Afi. Afi with it over to Fetuao. And it's lumped forward for Maele, who doesn't realize that he is the striker. They're going to call that offside, but I have a real question about that one. Luckily for the referee, there was no replay of that one for us, because I don't think that was offside by even the most remote of definitions. If that was offside, then they have a really, really high defensive line. I mean, like at midfield. Atu with it now, and he knocks this one forward, looking for Maele, who also is going the wrong way again. It's over to Nordy, who has the shot on goal, and that forces the save by Seong. I don't know if Maele realizes what position he's playing, because you look at this here, this is his ball for him, and he runs the wrong way, completely misses it, and it ends up with Norty. I mean, this is like watching, youth soccer in the United States. If you watch, when the 10-year-olds play or whatever, that's what this looks like. Afi now with the corner, and he knocks it forward and finds Fetuao, and that one ends up just bouncing over the bar. I think it hit the bar twice before bouncing out. And so, unfortunately for us, this isn't going to be a second goal for us. This might end up being one of these close matches. Who knows what will happen? We're having a poor match there from Latu, and I probably should take him out. But it ends up with Palipua, and he lumps this one forward for Maele, who knocks this one over to the side. And now is the time probably to take out Latu. And we will take him out, and everybody else who's playing okay can stay in. Maele, though, looks ill-disciplined, and so we will put MJ Kaleopa in. Here we go, Kaleopa, and let's see what we can do. So 2 substitutions. Maele finally comes out since he hasn't been playing all that well. I guess he is too tired. That's the reason why. That must be what the assistant manager is telling him. Sasala now for Green Bay with the corner, and this one ends up knocked up and around and about. And it's with Samuelu, and Fetuao ends up getting onto this one. Walter that knocks this one back again, and we're going to be able to hold on defense. That's the question now that we've had these substitutions, and Atu runs over and grabs that, and he's kind of lucky that ball didn't get in behind him. I'm always worried when he does that, and then he lumps this one forward as far as he can for whoever our striker is. Ends up with Nordy. Nordy is going to do it himself, and he doesn't trust the new striker. I don't even know the guy's name. And this will end up being a corner here for PanSa East FC. It's Kaleopa who knocks this one forward and looking for Loke, I think it was, on the near post, and ends up in a sort of mess of players. And that's really not the way that we wanted that one to work out. Samuelu throws this one in for Green Bay, and we're going to have to do at least a little bit of pressing here. I just don't think that we have it in us. I probably should have done some kind of squad rotation, shouldn't I? This one ends up lumped forward, and Fetuau is able to get onto the back of that one and ends up with Afi. Afi will walk this one up himself as usual. And is he going to cross? He does cross over to Norty, and boy, that was close to number 2 for Corey. And he was just offside, and boy, that's really a shame. 10 minutes left to go in this one. Still 1-0 for PanSa FC. The question is, can we hold on? And it's Vaialili who is going to throw this one in eventually. Over to Malani. Malani with it, knocks this one forward, looking for the striker, can't quite get it to him. It ends up with the other Malani, and he sort of heads that over. We have 2 Malanis. Their first names both begin with the letter P. So Football Manager is kind of having a hard time distinguishing between the two. And that means I can't figure out who is who. It's Walter with this now, and we have Mystery Malani 1 who has this ball here, and he lumps this one forward for a striker, and it ends up back all the way to the back, and we better get back. And well, let's see if Green Bay has an equalizer. No, and now it's over with Mystery Malani 2. Over to Afi now. Afi with this over to Norty. And Corey Norty knocks this one forward to the other Malani. And it's over to Kaleopa, who scores. MJ Kaleopa with his first goal of the season is 2-0 PanSa FC. And I love that comment on the bottom that the stewards are struggling to hold the fans back. You can tell with this huge fan base that we have here for this home match. I mean, we might have 400 people here if we're lucky. I'm sure that the police are going to have a real hard time holding them all back. Kaleopa with a big goal, 2-0 for PanSa FC, and this is probably going to be victory for us. Everybody's tired and broken. I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of injuries here at the end of this because of my awful squad management. But, hey, I mean, we only play 1 match a week, or 2 matches a week, rather. And it's Tagai with the goal for Green Bay, and that makes us a 2-1 match, and that means it's going to be a close one again, and maybe we should have substituted more of these defenders. And this is just your classic amateur level football play where it's the defender got kind of a foot onto that one, setting it up for the striker, and there were 2 guys around him who sort of were standing there scratching their heads looking at him. One of the Malanis with this over to Fetuau, and he lumps this one forward looking for Kaleopa. Of course, it's too far forward because he doesn't have that speed, and we're in trouble here. And fortunately for us, there's nobody there to get on the end of that header looking forward. And this is classic amateur football and Football Manager. It's Walter Alassam with this. Walter will take this on up over to the other Malani. Malani lumps this one forward to looking for one of the Malanis and finds nothing, and this is dangerous. And fortunately for us, that one grazes the top bar. That would have been the tying goal, and instead of tying this game, it ends up a bunch of nothing. Everybody here on the left side of the pitch now, and as I said, it's like the formation is created for 10-year-olds. Playing youth soccer, and Malani, one of the Malanis wins that one over to Norty, and he's up to Kaleopa, and he's fouled, and there's no call. That should have been a second yellow card on Moy pretty clearly, and instead it's going to be a counterattack for Green Bay, and they have numbers. And this is lumped up. Fortunately for us, Atu goes over and does a crazy dive for that instead of waiting for it to go out for a goal kick. I don't think he knows where the goal is. Malani over to Malani. And over to Loke, back to the first Malani, over to Afi, and Afi scores. That's the second goal of the season. It's about time, Afi. I call him Afi. Afa is his name. We'll keep calling him Afi because I'm getting used to that. Now, Afa with his goal, and it's about time that he got his second goal. It's been a long time since the first one, hasn't it? So was Malani there, and I mean, Afa's just wide open. He's wide open. Nobody's even close to him. He has that ball in plenty of space, and I mean, he's a star player. There's nothing they're going to do about that. That's going to be the end of this match. We have dominated this match every possible way. It's just a shame we had to give up a goal, but that's what happens with this defense, and we're not going to give up another. Fetuau, he knows where to go. He knows where those passing lanes are. He just sort of stood there and waited for the ball to come to him. It's like we played this game before. Loke now over to Malani, and he's looking for Kaleopa. Can't quite find him. And am I a genius or what? Look at this tactic. Look at this in action. It is back with Atu. Atu is a superstar. Only 1 goal given up today after giving up 4 and 3 and however many else it was. And there is the final whistle. The fans are ecstatic, and we are taking over American Samoa. And you better believe that we have arrived. Look at that. 3.72 is the XG. 50% of possession is good enough for me. 25 shots, 8 on target. We win once again, and we are on a roll. As I told you before, this is a homemade tactic. This is not a downloaded tactic. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.